Thank you for joining us for another episode of Tennessee Senior Talk presented by West Tennessee Legal Services. My name is Elizabeth Duke, and today joining us is Mr. Ronnie Dukes, our outreach coordinator. Hi, Ronnie. We also have two of our staff attorneys joining us, Mr. Andy Cole and Mr. Jason Jackson. Today, we're going to be discussing revoking powers of attorney as well as advanced directives. Before we get started, though, Andy, would you mind sharing a little bit about the grant that allows us to share this information?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work in a grant that's called the Tennessee Senior Law Alliance. This is a grant that all the legal services organizations in the state of Tennessee has. Essentially, we work with people who are 16 older and can't afford to hire a private attorney. We do a wide variety of things, such as powers of attorneys and advanced directives, along with simple wills and everything to grandparent custody and contractor disputes, and really a wide variety of things.
All right, thank you for that information. Andy, would you mind also sharing, can a power of attorney and advanced directive be revoked?
Yeah, absolutely. So while we suggest that you pick someone when you're making these documents that you can trust to make these decisions, us and the law understand that sometimes situations change. Sometimes you might want to update these documents. So long as you have the ability to fully understand the decision that you're making and revoking or changing your power of attorney advanced directive, that can be done at any time.
Well, Andy, my question to you is when and how would you revoke a power of attorney?
So you might want to revoke a power of attorney. There's a bunch of reasons for doing that. Your power of attorney that you've chosen, your healthcare agent, they might have passed away. They could have moved somewhere else. So they're not the person that's closest to you to be able to get that done. It could even be anything up to a situation of abuse or exploitation that you might want to look and make that decision, or you could simply just want to change that because you've changed your mind. So there's a wide variety of situations that this could come up in, and attorneys can look at that and make those, help you walk through those decisions, and you can make that decision.
Excellent. Well, now that we know that a power of attorney advance directive can be changed and why we would change it, Jason, would you mind sharing how one can change or revoke these documents?
Absolutely. The best way for you to revoke either a power of attorney or advance directive is to draft a revocation document. That document says this power of attorney, this advance directive is no longer in effect. You would then connect the previous power of attorney or advance directive to that document. You can also draft a new one. These new powers of attorneys and advanced directives, they automatically have language that revokes a previous one. When you revoke a power of attorney or advanced directive, you need to make sure you notify all of the facilities that you've given those documents to, everyone who's a party to that document, the attorney in fact. You need to notify your family. We strongly suggest that you do these revocations and new powers of attorneys with an attorney, so that it's done correctly and so that the proper parties are notified. There are some other ways you can do. You can revoke it. You can simply shred these old documents. You can write revoked on them. It's a very simple process. But again, the best possible way is to actually do a revocation, attach it to the old document that you want to get rid of, or draft a new one, which will revoke the old one. That is the absolute best way that you're most sure no harm can come.
Well, Jason, I know that everybody is separate and everybody different. Do you have any different scenarios that may come up that not the normal as far as revoking a POA or advanced directive?
Yes. So some of the things that you see is either the person that was chosen as the attorney in fact the power, in the power of attorney or the advance directive, they can pass away. They can lose interest in doing it. They can lose the ability to do it. Sometimes situations just change and you no longer need to have that person who is in charge. I believe Andy talked about sometimes there's exploitation, and you need to get rid of that attorney in fact. Sometimes just when you're actually at the hospital facing that situation where this document would come into play, you think differently about it and you want to change it. At any of those times, these documents are very easy to revoke or for new ones to be drafted to make sure that what you really want is what you get.
Jason, I have a question for you. I heard you mention the statement attorney in fact a couple of times. To a layman person, what does attorney in fact means?
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So the attorney in fact is the individual that you assign these powers or duties to. So in a power of attorney, the attorney in fact is the individual that you allow to share your powers with. So it'd be the person who would be able to go help with your finances, to go sign documents for you. In the advance directive, it would be the person who then is able to explain to the doctors and to the nurses in the facilities what your wishes are. That would be your attorney in fact.
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing that information, gentlemen. For our viewers, if you have any comments or other questions, please feel free to let us know in our comments, and we will try to address any questions in future videos. Thank you for joining us.